Hey everybody, today we're gonna do my recipe for pork tenderloin. Let's get cooking. Hey everybody, I was a little under the weather this week, so my voice is a little coarse throughout the video. If you have any trouble understanding me, please use the subtitle function. Thank you. We'll first start by making our sauce. So we'll take our shallots and cut the nubs off before cutting them in half. Then after peeling them, we'll slice them moderately thin. We'll then smash our garlic, once they're all smashed, we'll add our butter to the pot, set to medium-high, before adding our shallots. Stir and let them cook for a couple of minutes before adding the garlic. Again, stirring and letting it cook for an additional few minutes before adding our apple cider vinegar. Once it smells nice and vinegary, we'll add our first 8 ounces of brown sugar. Mix just until the brown sugar melts before adding the 2 cups of chicken and 2 cups of beef broth. We'll then stir it to get everything incorporated before adding the onion powder, garlic powder, the teaspoon of salt, pepper, and the bundle of herbs. Stir to get the seasonings incorporated, then we'll cover and let it simmer. When reducing the sauce, we'll be reducing it to about 1/3. So when checking, look at its consistency and see how much it has gone down. It's hard to see through the steam, but you can see a ring around the pot that shows where the sauce started. We want it to reduce more than this, so we'll cover it again. Looking at it now, you can tell by the bubbling that the color is much thicker, which is what we're looking for. We'll let it cool down a bit before removing from the stovetop, as we'll be pouring it through a mesh or colander. To make sure we get everything, we will press up against the garlic and the shallots to express any extra liquids. We will now take this liquid gold and put it back into the pot and be reduced further. Looking at it here, you can see just how much thicker it has gotten. Moving back to the garlic and shallots, I'll be using a mortar and pestle to grind them. If you don't have one, use whatever works best for you. You just want to smash them into a paste. Which then I will grate my own Parmesan cheese, but it's perfectly fine to use store-bought. You'll receive no judgment from me. Then we'll take our paste and cheese and mix them together, and once that's good, we'll set it aside and get our seasonings for the pork. It's super simple, just the other 8 ounces of brown sugar and a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper. Bring them to harmony and we'll move on to our pork. We will now remove the silver skin by using a sharp knife, preferably a paring knife, to slip under the skin to trim it off. Try your best to remove as little meat as possible. Unlike other tissues, silver skin will not break down while cooking and will become tough and chewy, so removing it is beneficial. Once the silver skin has been trimmed away, we'll horizontally cut through the center of the loin, butterflying it. We'll then cover it with parchment paper because we need to pound it down. I thought we had a mallet, but we did not. A pan will work in this case. So just use your mallet or pan to flatten the loin. You'll want it to be equal or less than 1/2 inch thick. Once it's been pounded, we'll season it generously, being sure to cover every square inch. We'll then take our paste and put it on one end of the pork and roll it up. This may take a few attempts, so try rolling your pork before seasoning it to see if it needs to be flattened more. You are more than welcome to go back and flatten it while it's seasoned, but it might get a little messy. This part was not filmed as I had my wife help me, but you'll start at one end and wrap the twine around the loin, knotting it off on the opposite end. We'll then lightly dust all sides with cinnamon before searing. Butter a pan, and once it's brown, we'll sear off every side of the loin. What we're doing is giving it some nice color. Once all the sides are seared, we'll put it in a roasting tray and into an oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees for 45 minutes. But not all ovens are equal, so temp check it to 145 degrees before removing it from the oven. Once it's finished, let it rest for a minimum of 3 minutes before carving. Serve it with some of your favorite side dishes and enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the kitchen next time.